doing well. My name is Claire. If this is the first time you're managing to stop by and to watch the content that we produce on this channel, I just want to say welcome. Glad to have you. If you're a returning viewer, my goodness, can I just say thank you so much for your custom. Thank you so much for constantly coming back because you make it worthwhile. So we have been doing 33 episodes of our Soul Care Wednesday so far. Today I'm coming a little bit later. It's been an interesting day. Been busy at work. I've been teaching until almost 5 p.m. and then obviously had to do one of the most rewarding but also demanding task, which is being a parent of a 7-year-old. So I had to pick up my son from school and I just arrived home. So today will be a quick recording. It's not going to be lengthy as usual because obviously I've got to go and do the evening chores with my little boy, and I still have my Bible study coming up at 7 p.m. So I only have a couple of minutes to that to prepare myself. Hence the reason why today's episode will be a really quick one. I was thinking about this throughout the week, and I was thinking about where we've become a society which we are really busy people. I remember I grew up in the village. Hi, Alex. Good to see you, my dear friend, and to see you live with me tonight. I was just saying a little bit of a story about myself. I grew up in the village. And because I grew up in the village, I'm also living in the village at the moment. We live in a real village where we live at the moment. And so when I never used to go to cities and towns for some reason. I don't know why. But when I was younger, it was mainly visiting my mom's relatives, and then after we finish visiting, we'll go back home. So it wasn't really like anything fancy, towns and things like that. And then it got to a point where I started to go to Nairobi to visit my elder sister. And I can assure you, when I went to Nairobi, the difference was massive. It felt like everybody was in a rush. And somehow, because they always will know if you're a new person by the way you behave, by the way you carry yourself around. So I found it so stressful to an extent that now I've lived in the UK for a couple of years, but I will say to you, I'll be lying to you that I can survive in London. I've lived in London for a few years, for sure, but it's been so much stressful thinking about life in the city than living in the rural areas because obviously of that rushing around. And I was thinking about how life has become so rushed that we get to a point where it's all about the next thing. Have you ever finished, like at home now, sometimes we finish dinner and we're thinking of like, what are we going to eat tomorrow in the evening? It's becoming that really terribly interesting. And so I was thinking about how we have become so accustomed in such a way that we are just constantly on the rush, that we never take time just to slow down and think about life from a perspective of like, what will happen if I just slow down a little bit? And it happens to me a lot. I love to run or to walk whenever I can. And I kid you not, there are places that I've walked or ran before, and I thought, when I was rushing, I never noticed maybe there was like a speed limit warning or there was something else that was warning me about something. But when I slowed down, I started to realize, oh, so there was a speed limit here. There was a speed camera there. I start to enjoy and to see nature and the beauty of nature because of slowing down. And I can see some of you live with me. Glad to have you here. And I was thinking about what is like the kind of a gift we can ever give ourselves by learning sometimes just to take a pause and to slow down. Take a pause and think about, yeah, I have 10,000 things to do in a day. But can I just slow down and think about life and think about myself and think about, and if, for example, when we are eating, some of us are like in a marathon. We are like constantly, oh, I need to finish. You're eating in one hand, you have your phone in the other hand, you have this on the other hand. It's just a rushed, fast-paced world. But have you just ever thought of, I'm going to be eating today? Rather than doing so much rushed stuff, I will sit back. I will allow myself to just be present, slow down, chew one bite by bite by bite, by bite, I can almost guarantee you, because it has happened to me. When you choose to do that, you actually feel the flavors much more better. You taste the food, it tastes really different compared to when you're rushing, when you're hurrying and things like that. I lived in the Netherlands for a while, and I kid you not, the number of people that were constantly eating their dinner sandwiches on the trains, and you're thinking like, my goodness, this is a very fast-paced world. For sure, we are in a fast-paced world. We need to be fast-paced to catch up, but sometimes there's just that beauty in being able to just take a step back. Pork, please, I can see you. Take a step back and just say, I'm going to be. We've gotten to a point where we've actually become doing beings rather than human beings. I believe that God did not create us to be just doers. Like there's a place of doing. I love doing. And to be fair, when I talk about this, I'm one of those people that I'm talking to myself, because I find that I just find so much pleasure in doing. I'm just constantly doing and doing and doing and doing and doing. But how about if we just took time to slow down and be? Be a mom, be a daughter, be a son, be a relative, be yourself, right? How about if you just took that opportunity and said, I just don't want to be rushed into the next thing, rushed into the next agenda, there are more people, I can see you, Sigma, rushed into the agenda, rushed into the next thing. Like at the moment, I've just been teaching, as I mentioned, until 5 p.m. And I was actually teaching about technology. And I was telling my students, I'm really surprised by how much a lot of people are, even the food industry is responding to that, right? It's responding to the demand and the pressures of fast pace. I've spoken before about instant. We want instant food, instant miracles. We want instant gratification. We want instant results. If I go to the gym today, I don't see results today, it's not working. If I do this and I don't see a difference, it's not working. But maybe it's just in that slowly, right? Is that just slowing down and allowing yourself just to be and enjoy the moment that can bring the beauty? I know for sure, Pock is saying the humans are demanding, right? Some of us, we have different responsibilities. I wear so many hats on me. I wear a hat of being a mother. I wear a hat of being a wife. I wear a hat of being a lecturer. I wear a hat of being a sister. I wear a hat of being an auntie. I wear a hat of being all those different things. There's sometimes I get to a point I'm thinking like, I just need to be, when I finish off this call, I kid you not, I need to go and cook for my son. I need to look for what I'm going to eat myself. I need to think of my Bible study. I need to think about tomorrow. I need to think about my assessments. And it can be really tempting just to keep going. But I always tell myself, Claire, take a moment and just be. Take a moment and just slow down, breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in fresh air, and allow yourself to fantasize about life. Sometimes you got to chill, correct. Sometimes you've got to take swallow a chill pill and say to yourself, I'm just going to chill out today and have fun. Too much play, too much work without play makes Jack a dull boy, right? Sometimes you just need to play and allow that creative part of you to come out. We cannot be creative if you're constantly on demand, so to say. You're constantly running up and down. And so today, as I said, is kind of a very quick one from me, just to say, guys, let's learn to slow down. There's beauty in slowing down. There's beauty when you're eating your food. Look at the food. Look at the textures ahead in front of you. Look at the colors on your plate. Take a smell some of the food. Let the aroma arouse the senses in the brain to tell you this beautiful, amazing bowl of soup or whatever. Have a taste, have a bite. When you're eating your food, I was talking to my son the other day, teaching him about the beauty of chewing your food slowly. And he was saying to me, Mommy, and I was saying to him, let's just count 20 as we are biting. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 20 for him, it seemed like forever. You could get to a point where you just say to yourself, I'm going to sit down and slow down, enjoy those flavors, enjoy the moment. When is the last time you just did something fun, as Paul will say? When is the last time you just had a good laugh? Like you're like, laugh, even if you can just laugh at yourself, so that you have, as the Bible says, laughter is medicine for the soul. You have a moment to laugh. You have a moment just to enjoy life. Because you know what? We only have one life. And as we are living, it's taking away. We're not rehearsing. It's taking away. And soon, the owner will demand it. We will need to go back to where we were created from. And so when you have this life, it's good we have the different responsibilities, abilities, capabilities, and all those kind of things. It's amazing. But don't let them take the beauty away from you, that it gets to a point where you forget who you are, you forget whose you are, you're constantly in a hurry, you're constantly rushing, you're making mistakes here, you're making mistakes the other end, and you're forgetting just to be, to breathe, and to live and enjoy it. So today's call of action, simplify your regime. Number 1, slow down. When you're eating your food, slow down and savor those tastes and senses and smells. When you're going for a run, take a look at the beauty in nature around you. If you're walking, is even better. Notice the world around you. Slow down and notice what's happening in my environment, and let that encourage you to be rather than to do. So I'd like to bring this to a close. As I said, it's a packed evening. Thank you so much, all of you who've been here with me. Truly, I'm grateful for all of you. Alex, Park, Skibidi, Sigma, all of you guys. Some of you have not told us you are here live with us. Some of you have made us know that you are here. We really love you. We appreciate you. We celebrate you. If you haven't done so already, why not just click on that like, share, or subscribe button? It will go a long way in supporting what we do. Until next episode, enjoy. My prayer for you is that you will know that you loved, celebrated, and appreciated. Have an amazing evening. Slow down. Have fun. Take care. And God bless, and I shall see you again in episode 35, which will be next Wednesday.